So on number 8, we're going to be sketching a graph of the function of negative x cubed plus 2x squared plus 3x by finding the zeros. The first thing we're going to go ahead and do is we are going to create a coordinate plane. And we'll get that set up right here. There is going to be our x-axis. There's going to be our y-axis. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to find the zeros of our function. So we've been given negative x cubed plus 2x squared plus 3x. All three terms contain an x variable. So we're going to factor out the x and rewrite our expression as x times negative x squared plus 2x plus 3. And this, what's in the parentheses, is going to be difficult to factor if our leading term is negative. So now we're going to factor out that negative sign. And when we divide everything by -1, our new factored form is going to look like negative x multiplied by x squared minus 2x minus 3. And now to factor this out into two binomials, leading term in both the binomials is going to be x, and we are looking for a product of -3. So it's going to be 3 times 1. And since our middle term is negative, that means our greater term is going to be negative, and our lesser term is going to be positive. So if we checked our work, we get x squared plus x minus 3x. So that's a minus 2x when we combine like terms. -3 plus 1 is a -3. Now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to rewrite everything back up top right here. Negative x minus 3. Last binomial is x plus 1. And we're going to write down what our zeros are for x. So if we set this whole equation equal to 0, then our negative x, that first x would have to be equal to 0. X minus 3, x would have to equal positive 3. X plus 1, x would have to equal a -1. So I'm going to plot those 3 zeros on the x-axis. First one's going to be at 0. Next one's going to be at 3. Next one's going to be at -1. The next thing we're going to look at is we are going to look at our leading term. Of negative x cubed. And what that's telling us is that since it's negative, our end behavior is going to be going down as x approaches infinity. So on the far right-hand graph, our graph is going down towards negative infinity in the y values. It's x cubed, so it's going to be an odd function. So if it's going down on the right-hand side, it's going to have to be going up on the left-hand side. Now, all three parts of our factored form of this polynomial are taken to an invisible power of 1. So that means they're going to cross. And I think in class we used green for this. So they're going to cross all of our zeros like so. And at this point, we are going to go ahead and connect these points with our end behavior. And our graph is going to look something like this right here. So this is how we're going to sketch the graph using our zeros for our x-intercepts. In factored form, if we have a power of 1, we're going to cross the x-axis. If we have a power of 2, it's going to bounce off the x-axis and make a mini parabola. If the leading term is negative, the graph is going to be going negative as we go to the right as x approaches positive infinity. And if it's an odd power, your end behaviors are going to be opposite of each other. If it's an even power, your end behaviors are going to mimic each other.